Hello, and welcome to this mini session with the theme of rebirth. And I am going to go ahead and pull up my script up right now. We will be using stones, like always, except I'm just going to introduce them as we go through the video. So something a little bit different, but it'll be great. Okay, so it is springtime, guys, and the season just brings that theme of rebirth when everything comes back to life after winter. Let's work on some of those general blocks that may be preventing us from showing up as authentically ourselves as possible. A theme of dawn came up in this session, so just something to think about. Keep that in mind as we go through this session. So for our first image, we are going to be working with an amethyst crystal. And I believe that it will be supporting us with clarity and understanding as we work through this image. And the image is a pile of dirt. So take a deep breath, just center yourself for just a moment. Okay. Imagine a pile of dirt that is in the middle of someone's front yard. It is just this mound that is in the middle of their grass, and it doesn't look so good. And the neighbors are wondering, what is up with this? Why do they have this mound of dirt? Imagine this frustration and shame coming up. These neighbors of the dirt mound people are actually a bit scandalized here because they want to win the Beautiful Neighborhood Award from their city, and this dirt mound is just ugly. And ugly does not win neighborhood beautification awards. So just let that frustration and shame come up, and let's tap and breathe that out, right? Imagine that leaving your body as you breathe out. Okay, so imagine that springtime officially comes to this neighborhood, and the neighbors look on in awe as the mound of dirt starts to explode with flowers. What they didn't know is that the dirt mound people planted bulbs, creating a magnificent flower bed in their front yard. Imagine the dawning of understanding turning on for these neighbors. Breathe that in. Breathe in that dawn of understanding, that clarity. You can tap along with me if you would like. Imagine this going to every cell of your body. Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to move on to image number 2. If you're not ready yet, go ahead and just pause the video. We'll move on to number 2. And the stone we will be using here is the Bumblebee Jasper. Bumblebee Jasper is wonderful. It can help you support you with courage. And I believe it is showing up for us with an invitation to step forward with confidence. So image number 2 is called the garden hose. So imagine a common green garden hose, and it looks like it was once rolled up neatly, but its loops are no longer tidy and it is spread across the yard. My document just reloaded. That was bound to happen. Okay, so hose spread across the yard. Imagine the owner of this hose walking out into his yard and noticing that the hose is looking very untidy. And there's so much confusion coming up here. There's an energy here of feeling victimized. Who did this to me? Ah, he says, I rolled that hose up. So let's tap and breathe that out. That feeling of confusion and that leaning towards feeling victimized. Breathe it out. One more big breath. Imagine that leaving your body. Imagine this man noticing there are some neighborhood boys out running on the sidewalks with their dogs after school. Imagine the man smiling as he remembers doing the same thing as a child. The boys' dogs are occasionally cutting through yards. Sometimes dogs stop in someone's yard and the boys go into the yard after them. Imagine this man's smile widening as he experiences a dawn of understanding of what has happened to his garden hose. His understanding allows him to not feel victimized, and he is actually very amused with the situation as he rolls his hose back up, realizing that others had done similar things for him when he was a boy. Sorry, yells one of the boys as he rushes past the yard. The man rolling up the hose just smiles and waves. Breathe in that new understanding. Let it go to all the cells of your body. Breathe it in. Let's do 3 big breaths here. Excellent. Okay, we're ready for our third image, and we are going to work with Peace Jade. It's a little Peace Jade tower. It's not a true jade, but it is a white quartzite that has inclusions that happen to be green and purple. I find it very lovely, has a gentle feel to it, and I believe that it will be supporting us in encouraging peace and serenity. So, um, our third image is called the rainbow. So imagine the most perfect conditions happening for the most perfect rainbow. It is the brightest, most colorful rainbow you have ever seen in the real life sky. When I was very little, I lived in a place that often had rainbows like this, and that was very cool. Imagine a little girl squealing and running off after the rainbow like many children do. She wants to run after the end of the rainbow and see where it goes and where it touches the ground. Imagine her mother running after her and just being beside her as she runs with her eyes and her attention on the rainbow. Doesn't take long for this very small girl to get super tired. Mom, carry me, she says. Imagine her mother picking her up. The little girl points and she pouts, but instead of following after the rainbow, her mother finds a place to sit and talk with her. We can't catch the end of the rainbow, says her mother. That just not does not seem okay or acceptable to this little girl at all, as you can imagine. So imagine her response to that. There are feelings of anger coming up here, quite a lot of layers of it. So let's tap and breathe that out. Allow that feeling to come up for you so that you can tap and breathe it out. Very good. The rainbow is made of light, explains her mother. It is something we can look at, but not one that we can chase or that we can touch. No one can touch the rainbow. Imagine here a dawn of understanding coming down to this little girl's head as she um, processes these words. Can we take a picture? Asks her mother. This little girl then dries her eyes and is all smiles for the picture with a bright, colorful rainbow to show her daddy and her little friends. So breathe in that new understanding and awareness of reality that this little girl now has. Imagine her excitement that she still manages to have over the rainbow, even when all she could have was a picture. Let's breathe that in. Let's breathe that in a couple more times. Allow that to go to all the cells of your body. that is the end of our little mini session today, and I just want to thank you for joining me. And I hope that you will also watch my Finding Momentum mini session, and you will find that um, linked here somewhere. And I think you will find that helpful as well. And also, if you feel interested, I do make crystal jewelry. If you want to check that out, I have the link down below. And everything is on sale for 30% off this spring while we do a reset on the shop. So check that out if you would like. I would love to see you here next time. Bye.